I am working with a number of my colleagues, including Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Eric Swalwell, to revive legislation that we had to set up a process by which we could determine that someone who committed insurrection is disqualified by Section 3 of the 14th Amendment.
Well, this morning, House Democrats wasting no time fighting back after the Supreme Court unanimously ruled against Colorado's effort to ban Donald Trump from the primary ballot. Joining us right now with the reaction, we've got Trump campaign surrogate, Florida Congressman Byron Donalds, screen left right there, along with Haley campaign surrogate, North Carolina Congressman Ralph Norman, screen right. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Congressman Donald, let's start with you. You know, the Supreme Court yesterday said keep him on the ballot. It's up to Congress. Now, Congress, some Democrats there want to change everything.
Well, look, they can say whatever they want, but it's not going to be successful. It's not going to get through the House. It's not, frankly, it's not going to go anywhere in the Senate. So this is just them trying to keep up their lame story, trying to, frankly, interfere with this election. That's what the Democrats have been up to this entire time. But it's not going to matter. It's not going to happen. The Supreme Court was clear. The voters will decide this general election.
You know, they were really clear. It was 9-0. Congressman Norman, Nikki Haley, I heard her say yesterday, I'm glad he's on the ballot. And she said she just wants to try to beat him fair and square, keep him on the ballot, right?
Absolutely. And Byron's right. Jamie, you're asking, this is a diversion tactic. When the history books are written, it's the federal government that committed the insurrection, not the people that went into the Capitol and the poor people that are being arrested now. So it's a diversion. He'll keep trying it, and it'll fail. You're not going to get 2/3 vote in the House, nor will you get it in the Senate. So, again, this is nothing new. They major in the minor and try to do whatever they can to prevent the American people from having a choice.
Let's switch gears to today is Super Tuesday. It's the grand kahuna of primary contests all across the country, with 15 states voting today. Congressman Norman, let's start with you. Right now, Nikki Haley is way behind. What is her path forward?
Well, the path forward is just what she's doing, Steve. I mean, she's going out, she's working. If you look at history, George Bush didn't get out until May 26 in his run against Reagan. And, you know, she owes it to people who support her, people who put the money up to have her run. And she needs to run through the tape, as Nikki says. So she's got 43 now. President Trump has 273. Nikki needs 1172. And she'll go to work. And let's let the American people decide through competition who they want.
Congressman Donalds, is Donald Trump watching Nikki Haley, or is he already setting his sights on Joe Biden?
He's already setting his sights on Joe Biden and becoming the 47th president. Look, Governor Haley she had an opportunity to run. She ran hard, but it's just not going to happen. No state has been close, and a lot of the early states allowed Democrat voters and independent voters to come into the process. Super Tuesday is going to be a little bit different. And so I expect that President Trump's going to walk away with the lion's share of the delegates. Everybody's expecting that. I'm quite sure you guys are expecting that over at Fox. And we're going to move forward. But we believe that this primary process is over. Donald Trump is going to be the nominee. And as a party, it's time for us to unite behind President Trump and make sure we take on the battle that's in front of us, which is Joe Biden and the radical Democrats, because they are the ones that are destroying our country.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Congressman Donalds, Congressman Norman, have a great day. Let's get started on Super Tuesday, guys.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.